video has begun.
Welcome to Thursday night at the Speakeasy. And, yeah, we got the gang here tonight.
Yeah.
The whole team.
Almost.
Toby
Toby is, he's...
Hey, Toby.
He's under the weather.
He's
well
Toby
said.
saturated.
Under the weather.
We miss you.
What was he called?
Toby saturated.
Toby saturated.
Toby.
Love you, man. Toby,
Man,
get back with us.
We got 3 randos tonight picked by
We don't even know who. They just showed
these
up.
yahoos. So,
and we haven't tried them.
they haven't tried them?
Oh, interesting.
You
So
know
it's
what
not
they do.
something new.
See,
Or it's not something that we have here.
I don't like this program. You
I-
all know what we got. And
None of
I
that
don't.
Jim Beam apple.
But the last time you did that, I think I guessed all 3 of them.
You did pretty good.
You damn near, you did nice. Not damn near. You
This son of a bitch here's got a hell of a sweet nose to it. I already got me a pour of that one, so we'll pass it
Roll
around.
on it?
I'm gonna, you know, with the uptick in things, I'm gonna.
The
I'm
Omicron.
gonna
It's sanitizer.
it is sanitizer.
You know what the proof has to be in order to be sanitized?
70%.
100 and like
It's
60 or
higher
70.
than
I think it's
Yeah.
70%.
It's gotta be
it-
70% out.
Yeah.
140 proof.
way up there. Yeah.
But that's for an instant sanitize too.
I don't think the Omicron cares.
She got a few bent proteins.
She's got a couple of spike proteins in her.
Wow, she's sweet.
She does.
She's got a hell of a sweet nose.
Mm.
So we learned something new in the tasting today.
Talk to us, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
this is good.
So
This is why you go to shit.
This is why you go
Yes.
do shit like this. So whenever you have your Glencairn, you know, obviously you want to swirl it around, look like you know what the hell you're doing, look at the legs, all that stuff. But when sniffing and smelling, well, first off, the optimal time is this needs to air for 30 minutes.
Holy
That's
snipes.
yeah.
Well, he said you'll find what you like.
You'll
but-
find what you like, but 30 minutes is a good kind of starting point. Reason for that is it lets the ethyl kind of evaporate, wear itself off to where whenever you first take that
You don't
smell,
get that.
You're getting the actual product,
you're getting
not
the product,
the
not the
byproduct.
byproduct. But he said, you know, kind of like what we do here, you know, mouth open, sniff at the bottom, you know, and you'll find which nostril is maybe your dominant nostril because he said everyone's got one. And then, but the one tip that I really liked was he said, put your mouth at the bottom of the glass and your nose at the top and sniff there.
Well,
because
clear your sniffer by smelling
Smelling your-
yourself
yeah.
because you're used to your own smell.
Yep, smell your
So you can smell the back of your hand
Yep.
all the way down your arm.
That smells like smoked chicken.
Yeah, I do
Well,
too.
there you go.
I do too. But when you reset that,
You smell yourself to reset it. He said smell first at the bottom,
yep,
reset, then smell at the top of the glass.
yep, and at the
And
top
compare the differences. And everybody was like,
and at the top of the glass, so you'll get more of your baking spices, your brown spice, the kind of those kind of smells and sensories on the bottom end with the ethyl alcohol,
Okay.
and on the top end you're going to pick up more of your oaky, sweet, caramel, vanilla. He said because those as they
alcohol's heavier.
well, yes, they separate as they come up. He said when you get your glass tipped, he said the alcohol will stay lower than what the rest of the.
I
And you
hope
can
I
smell
hope
it.
I made my list that way.
but he said because it's your natural smell,
Yeah.
that's what resets your.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
like, you know, if
Yeah.
you know how some people smell coffee beans or
Yeah,
things like
right,
that in
yeah.
between. He said all you gotta do is just smell yourself because you're used to that smell and it will reset your.
Yeah.
He said don't go to
He
the
said
pit.
he said not up to the pit.
He actually did say not up to the pit.
Oh, okay. Stop at the sack.
Double fist chesty.
She's young, boys.
I haven't had a sip of her.
She's a young girl.
Okay. You know what? Her legs stay
I'm getting
together.
definitely smoked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The legs,
I'm getting
the,
hang on.
the legs are staying
Cajun
together.
two-step,
Uh-huh.
Yardbird rub.
Put that
Yeah.
on a cracker goo.
I've been waiting a while to hear that.
Louisiana Pepper Exchange. All that good stuff.
Let me guess it. Stop.
This is delicious.
It's not bad. I would say this is a very good. This would be a good entry bourbon to someone wanting to try an old fashioned, try drinking bourbon neat. This is a very pleasant
this-
on the palate.
This would make a wonderful old fashioned.
Oh,
Special.
that finish on it's got. It's a little weird for me.
Take the second sip.
Okay.
It's better after the second sip because I thought the same thing. Though. The finish on the first one left a lot of oak on the palate.
That's a horrible bourbon.
Oh God!
It went down the lungs.
Oh
I'm
no!
sorry.
We're gonna have to edit that out.
We got a lung draw, babe. Lung draw.
Not
Okay.
supposed to try to smell it while you're drinking it.
Oh my. Sorry.
Go big or go home, right?
Longer.
There we go.
Absorbent towel.
Yeah, see.
It's got a lot of oak on it.
She does.
There is.
It's a little spicy.
Oh. Don't take such a big
Sweet.
I think she'd make a delicious roadie.
Probably would make good roadie.
Is it the whiskey that makes a good roadie or the soda that makes a good roadie?
I'm gonna have to take some whiskey.
What are you talking about, a road?
Diet Coke and
Whatever.
my go-to is a Woodford.
Mixer.
Dickel. I love Dickel and Diet.
Yes.
I love Matty Glad and root beer.
Who else knows that beer?
Matty Glad and Coke's fantastic too. Regular Coke, not
The
diet.
other night that was delicious.
Regular.
Four Roses.
Four Roses.
Makes it delicious.
You know what? I tried Four Roses in Coke, and Four Roses by itself was wonderful. I did not enjoy it with Coke.
I
Really?
can't tell you the last time I had a whiskey with a Coke.
I just love whiskey and Coke. I mean,
It's just
the flavors in bourbon, the cinnamon, the citrus, the vanilla, those are the flavors that make cola. Those are the flavors that make some of the bourbons. I mean, they just go so well together.
I can't tell you the last time I drank a Coke.
What do you think, Dan Deluxe?
I'm just thinking, it's good.
It
I
is
like
good.
it.
I like it.
I like the smell better than I like the
I like the
taste.
smell way better than the taste.
There's a lot of stuff like that in life.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of food.
You get past, yeah.
There is really. It's disappointing too.
Past.
Because you're like, man, it smells.
You get a little,
Not here, by the way. Not at Speakeasy.
a little astringent.
That's why sun lotions
Yeah,
are flavor.
it's like a little medicinal on the back end.
It's sweet. It has a sweet.
That's why I'm,
Okay.
I'm saying that one there. I think that one's young.
Not heavily medicinal though.
No. It's just like
just a hint of medicinal. I don't know what to write. I mean, I like it.
I'm not getting any
Burns when it
floral
comes
notes.
up
I'm
the
not getting
nostrils.
any fruit notes.
Yeah,
no brown sugar.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna have to switch these out.
The molasses.
Maybe a little bit of brown spice.
Something brown. I mean, molasses or sorghum. It's not maple.
No.
Smoked chicken.
I'm gonna say she's 100, at least 100 proof.
You know,
It's hard to tell.
I had.
I'm horrible. at
I
fruit.
don't think it's horrible. I mean, sorry. Echo Layla. I don't think it's that heavy of a proof. I got a cop down the lung, you know. Maybe 90 something.
I had 90 on the nose. We'll see how close I am.
You know.
It reminds me. I've had something like that this year. It reminds me of a weaker. So the Maker's Mark FAE02 kind of had that weird little bit lingering strong oak on the palate that kind of dried your tongue out a little bit, and kind of
Sorry,
reminds
folks.
me of that. Someone
Sorry
get
about the
control
ambient
of
noise,
Doug.
guys.
I know it was your birthday yesterday,
It's a
Doug.
wild one.
You still going? Yeah, but it's too young.
It's
to be
too young.
Maker's Mark.
Yeah, it's not old enough.
Oh no, it's not maple.
How old do
I
you think
mean,
it is?
it would have to be more blended for that.
It's probably 4 years, but
I
I
would
don't
say
think it's any older than
4 to 6.
Sweet.
Heard it,
Yeah.
heard it from Adam. It's 46 years old.
47.
It's nothing that I'm gonna say, holy cow.
Right.
No.
That is
No.
phenomenal.
It's just
It
that's exactly
sweet.
I'm not gonna chase it down. But
Right.
if someone offered it to me, I wouldn't
It's good
stop
by
at it.
itself.
Number 2.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Same one.
That's good.
Bottle nipple.
It's a bottle.
Man, it smells familiar.
It's
Right now, number 1 is ranked number 1. That's just how I do it.
Well,
I mean, it's,
yeah.
I get.
He's using those Roman numerals.
I didn't get hardly anything out
I
of
get
the box.
that new math.
Did you see that survey about Arabic numbers?
Very, very, very light.
People
Get some green
people
apple on
voted
the
whether or
nose.
not they should teach
That'll
so you
Arabic
get some
numbers.
fruit out of this one?
That's
Little bit
true.
So we didn't get any fruit
Voted
out
We
of
didn't
this.
get any fruit out of it.
Like, you don't want the 1, 2, 3 anymore.
Yeah,
huh?
there's some citrus in
Nobody
there.
knows.
They don't.
Oh no, there's something there.
My
It's
sniffer,
soft.
well, yeah, it's real soft out of a Glencairn even. It's not.
It's some citrus I'm getting. Yeah, it's cool.
You're getting citrus?
It's, yeah, I'm getting like,
Like more of orange instead of lemon.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
little orange.
What's so funny?
Now that sniff there, I got a little bit of it.
Peanut gallery's out cracking up about us. That or TikTok video they're watching.
I'm getting root beer.
Oh, it's anise. Hey, I get star anise in this one.
There it is, right there.
Especially
I
on
want
the
to try
green.
it now.
The
I
star
haven't
fruit.
tried it
Oh yeah, with that. Right as you were saying that, I was swallowing
Ugh,
and
this one's younger than that one, probably.
yeah, lots of definitely like a licorice root beer, that
yet. Sarsaparilla.
sarsaparilla, that sassafras fruit that goes into the
Is that Whorehound? Is that the same?
Whorehound.
Yeah.
whorehound.
Yeah.
Definitely get some of that.
Yeah,
on there.
definitely sassafras
A
fruit.
lot of sweet,
Definitely sassafras for
a
sure.
lot of sweet spice.
She is a low girl.
Yeah.
Low girl.
Yeah, that is not much proof at all in my opinion.
Low, 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 low.
I'm saying-
If it is, it's masked really well somehow. I don't know, but yeah, that's not very good.
You know,
No, that's not a winner.
I get a little shoe polish in that.
A little shoe polish.
Yeah.
What color?
Well,
Black or white?
Cordova.
Cordova.
toe.
Toe. There we go.
Yeah, that's not a favorite. Like if I had somewhere to pour that, I'd pour it.
A
I
little
was just
bit,
going to say, I'd like to pour it back here.
a little bit of grass.
I mean, it's not
Now,
I gotta
don't know
fix
if
that
it's
situation.
fescue or
So-
horrible, but
So, just on a cliff note on this one, last week we did an Old Forester lineup, and we started actually with the highest proof and then worked our way down,
so 1920.
which we should have done in reverse order because we kind of dogged the 1910. No,
Old Fine
1910.
Whiskey.
The Old Fine Whiskey.
Hated it last
We
week on the video.
dogged it and we revisited it because we didn't believe that was so. And just trying it without having another bourbon, it was fantastic. So going from
1910, you mean?
yeah, the Old Fine Whiskey.
It's really good.
So
It's
we
really
did the 1910 is that's bottle and bond or is that?
No.
Nope, that's a double barrel.
Okay.
So bottle and bond was our favorite.
Yeah, bottle and bond was a favorite last week, and then the Prohibition 1920, and then Old Fine Whiskey come in the last, and we dogged it pretty hard.
Very.
But I think
We
that
did.
was from coming after testing some higher proof and then working our way down instead of working our way up. Actually going back and hitting that Old Forester, the Old Fine Whiskey.
The next day.
It is good. It is okay, but it doesn't compare to a higher proof. I think the higher proof carries more flavor along with it.
It does.
Yes.
And that's what we noticed in our tasting
Yeah.
today. There was
And they all
the
make
higher proof was
awesome.
definitely,
old fashions.
but man, there's just something about that double over process. It
Oh,
brings
I
all that
love-
sweetness.
yes.
They showed us so they char, not to get off on an Old Forester can.
Right.
Everything they do is like a level 3 char, except they'll do a level, they'll do like a level 5.
Level 5 on the 1910.
Level 5 on the 1910 second barrel.
Second barrel.
So, you know, because it's barrel
Yes.
twice. So it goes into the 3 char barrel like normal.
38 second char.
And then
Actually,
How many BTUs on that?
Then it goes and sits. Then it goes and sits in this 5 char for 9 more months or something like that.
How many BTUs on the chart?
We actually got the char ones today.
26,000 BTUs.
We got the char.
Okay.
26,000 BTUs.
And it's
for
cool when they
38
char it
seconds.
on the
Yeah.
inside. As soon as the char's done, they have a mist that comes down to stop the char.
yes, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Sweet.
But they're not bottling there.
Yeah, the hell they are.
I got a
Yeah.
video. I got a
We
video. of
saw
them.
it. We walked down the bottling.
We watched them proof test it as it was coming out of the.
Super cool.
Yeah, I mean it was.
It's a very condensed version of what they have down
Yes.
the road.
Yes.
But they are.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. They do what he say, 15 or 18 barrels a day there, whereas
16. They make 16 barrels a day there.
But
They
they
make them, and they have a little cooperage.
yeah, they have their own little cooperage there.
They do 150. They fill like 150 barrels a year there.
Yeah.
Store.
So is Old Forester making all their own barrels? Or
Yeah.
they-
Well, yeah, they're owned by
They-
Brown
they-
Foreman. Brown Foreman has their own cooperage.
They have their own cooperage, yes. But if you
Do
go
they
to their
have their
other
own
facility,
water
you can
force?
watch them.
We talked about that
Start to
today.
finish.
I asked him a lot of
Just a
questions.
Sawmill.
Yeah.
I built some
Because
equipment
Brown
warehouse.
Foreman owns Jack Daniels.
Oh,
They bought Jack Daniels in '56.
Not-
right.
And Jack Daniels has used the same stand of white oak since
Right.
its inception, essentially. So I asked
Spencer?
today,
Yeah.
did they have their own cooperage that just uses that white oak from down there? Because if not, I'm being lied to on the Jack Daniels tour.
Right.
And
So do they ever use the barrels again?
you can't,
You can't.
not for bourbon.
Okay.
But they also own, Brown Foreman owns Scotch companies, they own vineyards
Tequila.
and tequila companies. So they send their own barrels out. They're completely self-sufficient.
Yeah.
So they send their barrels to their Scotch companies. They
Right.
send it to their.
Tequila companies.
But they do, yeah. I mean, they are the and they also own Woodford Reserve.
Yes.
So they are an anomaly in the bourbon industry because they are their own cooper, where everybody else uses independent stave, Kelvin.
Yeah.
And there's a handful of independents.
That one I did not enjoy.
I was pretty disappointed in that.
You know, normally I'll go ahead and drink something.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say
This
that's
one,
like 2 years
I was
old.
happy to pour that one
Yeah,
out.
that one there, I was happy to get rid of it.
If that first one's 4, that's 2. Period.
I mean, you
don't
can
know.
look at the color difference in it.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
maybe
it's-
that first one was 6 and that's 4. But I'm telling you, that's like at least 2
Night and
years
day
younger. than
Yeah.
the first one.
way, way different.
They're all bourbons, correct?
They are all bourbons.
So
No,
it's at least 4
one
years.
of them is not.
Is it not?
It's in the class, but it's not.
It's in the
Are
class.
they in the-
Kentucky gentleman.
Oh God, are we?
Nothing
Are
like
we?
that. Nothing like that.
We're not going to revisit that, are we?
Yeah.
These are all same.
I want to go
Same
on record.
maker makes all.
I did not. I
Same
was not.
maker.
In,
These are not cheap,
No, they're not horrible though.
but
Yeah.
they're not the $10.
They're mid-grade.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're your.
$40
I'll
to
spend a little.
$80.
I'll spend a little extra to get a bottle.
There's a lot of hype around these guys.
A lot of hype. I like it.
Claire, I thought that was you.
Number 2, I didn't care for that much.
And then I saw. Oh, she's
So,
over here.
I mean, on the nose,
That's
the nose
cool.
actually kind of bloomed to me.
The nose was-
the number 2 out of the Karen. I got the star anise, anise. I got
Yes.
malt. I got oak, citrus, sassafras, caramel, a little syrup. I mean, I got all these complex flavors, but then you take a drink of it and it's like
I
lets
got,
you down a little bit.
I
Lets you
got the
down a
brown
lot bit.
flavors along that too.
I didn't get a citrus note.
I didn't either.
I did out
I
of the
did
bottle.
I did out of the Karen at first.
Out of the
too.
bottle, I did.
I got
So
more
what kind of
grassy
citrus are we
notes.
So
Yeah.
I got a little bit of orange zest, lemon, even some lemon in there. Just it was.
Mine was, yeah, I get more.
There was more orange
Yeah.
than lemon, but I did catch it. But I picked up a lot on that root beer, sassafras.
Yes,
kind
those.
of stuff there on the back end. But man, just the finish and the overall just
I
palate.
like. I get oak now out of empty Karen.
I get oak out of all of them.
I actually don't mind the smell of it.
Yeah.
No, it
smell
was
was good.
pleasant on the
Yeah.
nose. It just
It was softer than the bottle number 1 though.
it was
Yeah.
way softer.
I think
Now
that's
this
because
one
of the
here is
ethanol.
really good finish and definitely lots of not much spice to it. So probably a very low rye content to that one.
I love me some rye.
And I do too. I like that white black pepper kind of kick at the end that just hangs on the back of your tongue.
Yeah.
This
They're
one
getting
doesn't
lemon
have.
out of this
There's some lemon
Yeah.
in this one. There's definitely a sweetness on the palate from the raw dog that was.
I'm getting like a hospital chemical smell, like clean hospital. Top of the
Eco
elevator.
lab.
Let's see. We
Yes.
got that one listed here down in the yellow.
Medicine.
Medicine, soap, wet dog.
You got Band-Aid, you got Band-Aid on there? I don't smell Band-Aid, but that is
Band-Aid.
a smell.
Last
Right.
week, what was it? Pampers?
That brings
You
back
smell?
memories
Yeah.
of sweet rolls, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That's pretty sad. 21 years later, Doug still not forgot that I'm the only kid to ever have a Band-Aid show up in a yeast roll at lunch.
What?
Yeah, no
Oh.
shit. We had lunch service as always, so we go in and get your tray and get your lunch or whatever, pay for your lunch, go down, buddies, eat it, and sitting there eating lunch, and there was yeast rolls on the menu that day, whatever
They
they
were
were serving
delicious.
with, and they're usually really good. And I literally bite into that yeast roll, and there's a fucking Band-Aid in the middle of my yeast roll. I got a little bit of Vicky Ralston with me there.
Mrs. McGill. That was McGill.
Was it
wasn't
No, it was Vicky Ralston's who it was.
I thought it was Mrs. McGill.
That's
No.
before she worked her way up the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got me a little, and
I
you
don't
know,
like this one either.
No.
but yeah,
Haven't tried it
it's not
You know, for the life of me, I thought it was Mrs. McGill.
really.
Yeah.
I think these two are very, very similar. Very similar. Number one, I don't even.
What do you think they put the same bottle here and here?
It could. It's
Peanut. What'd you
No,
No, they're all way different.
do? Yeah.
Unless they,
Hang on now.
I'm trying to think. So this is something new, something you don't carry,
I know what
something
it is.
there's a lot of hype.
What do you say it is?
I said I know. I mean,
I think it's Jefferson's Reserve.
What do you think it is?
I thought it was a Jefferson's something.
One of them is a weeded mash bill, and if I had to guess, maybe number one.
Because I've had Jefferson's Ocean before,
Yeah.
and I feel like that
Oh,
first
this
one could be Ocean. But
soft.
you guys have it. Do you guys? Oh, I'm not even
Little
gonna ask. 'cause
spice,
but
little bite.
Yeah.
There's a little
But-
bit back here.
I don't know if this whole Ocean thing is a fucking marketing gimmick or not.
It
I know
is.
fucking 10 years ago, that was like super fucking hot. You couldn't find it anywhere because they were the ones aging it at sea, and it made more contact with the barrel walls and the whole deal.
Put them in a paint shaker.
barrel's going.
That's a big pain.
But they say, oh, the sea salt swells and Listen, it's all marketing bullshit.
It is.
Just
This is
do,
in the bottom of a fucking Carnival cruise ship somewhere.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
fucking steel. Or
Just do what
whatever the
Metallica's doing and blast it with some bass, Metallica music.
Right. There you go.
Here's what I
There's some bourbon
love.
in
Here's
there.
what I love about Old Forester. And I mean, I'm a fanboy. Don't get me wrong. I have been for all the family connections and all this bullshit. But I mean, I'm a fanboy because they just fucking do it. Like, I mean, they just,
Yeah,
you know,
they do.
Maker's Mark just does
They
it.
do.
I mean,
Jim Beam does it.
just does it. I mean, you know, it's just like, my God, you gotta.
You know when you get a bottle of
Trying to reinvent the wheel. And what's crazy, you know, Old Forester, every single thing they do comes from the same mash bill. Everything.
Yeah, everything they do. Kind of like Buffalo Trace. Like, so
Well, Buffalo Trace has three.
they have,
Oh, they have four.
they have three, but like what people coin as Buffalo Trace. So your Buffalo Trace, your Wellers, you know, that kind of stuff. The shit that people
Sorry.
put
I
a,
lost my pencil. You've got it now.
the stuff that people
I
put
think it's
a,
way over there.
you know, title on, or
I got you.
they like to chase. Those are
Oh,
all the
thank
same. You know, your Pappy Van Winkle line.
But even with Old Forester, another crazy thing is not only is it just one mash bill, it's the same fucking level chalk.
Yeah, yeah,
All
they
across the board.
all across
Except
the board
for
except for
1910.
1910.
They're gonna hear you.
Yes, 1910 is the only 1910 is the only other one that has the, and it's the secondary barreling on a level 5.
So like how they
brick
achieve,
house location, heat, all that.
they're very they're very much about that. But I mean, but you have Buffalo Trace. I mean, seriously, you can buy a poster and it breaks down the three mash bills and what comes from what.
Yeah.
So the one mash bill, then obviously just cutting it makes the difference.
Cutting it,
Barrels,
Barrels are the same.
Barrels are all
No,
the
no,
same.
but what I mean is yes, barrels are the same. They come, but
The toast is-
even the oak,
No, the toast is.
the oak from
Is
this grove is going to be different from the oak from this grove.
It is, but they've got their own oak groves that they cut.
They've been getting it all from the same, and they replenish the forest.
So-
That's the whole deal.
It's the whole.
So they're
They
using
want
the same
different.
soil. The whole. The only difference is the way they cut it and warehouse placement.
Yep.
The
They
way
are
cut
big
it.
on
Are you
warehouse.
talking
Warehouse
about
placement
They
is
are
big.
big on warehouse
So
placement.
like
so the way they cut it? Are you talking quarter
With
saw?
water,
No.
the way they
With
cut it with
way they
water,
proof
the way
it
they
down
proof
with their
it.
Okay.
limestone
After
water.
distillation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cutting
After
the
barrel.
bourbon, not the wood.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Because, I mean, those are distinctively
yeah.
different.
They
so,
are.
They are. So
Crazy
like
for having all the same mash bill.
so
Same
when we
mash bill,
yeah.
same char, except for 1910 gets thrown into a 5 char.
Yep.
Now, do
For
they
9 months.
toast the ends too?
Nope. They don't toast the ends. You could sit. They
Is
showed
that a
us.
common practice?
No, that's why you
Actually, though, but when he picked up that half lid, it was fucking charred underneath. But they never mentioned
They
toasting
never
the
mentioned
heads.
toasting the heads.
Does that make a difference on it?
It can,
Probably.
Minimal?
I mean,
but
I think it's gonna be minimal.
I would think so.
The toasting of the heads, if you talk to Christian Huber or one of these friggin' nerds, I mean, no, I say that in the highest regard.
Right.
I'm not knocking
That
Christian
dude knows
Huber.
more about wood than.
Oh god, he
I
wrote
do
his
in life.
thesis on oak. So, I mean, that's no joke. He really did. And I mean, you talk to somebody like that. I honestly think if you pulled him aside, it's like really just toasting the heads, man. They'd probably be like,
Now, now what Maker's Mark's doing with the different types of
This is
staves
kinda cool.
That so a lot of your stores and stuff you'll see do a single barrel pick or
Right.
But
So
Makers
it's
has
special,
been the
but
same
Makers-
since 1956
Yeah.
when it started.
So Maker's takes their top
Maker's
end
46.
which is their top end mash.
They only make
bill,
2 things.
all
They make
that
Makers
stuff.
and Makers 46.
Yeah, so that's their 2 standards. They take their Maker's
Okay.
46.
Different proofs. Because don't we have?
Yeah, you can you can get a cask
you can
strength,
get a cask
but
strength,
but
it's
they
all
have 2
46.
products: Makers 46. Now you may be able to get a 46 cask strength
Right,
or something
right,
like that.
right.
But they have 2 products.
But they'll take
I
these
got something
and
that's a little higher.
you can-
than Snickers.
you can go in and they will, when they do a barrel pick or whenever they're doing a special run, they may have, and they're all oak staves, but they may be French oak or they may be a different type of white oak or something like that. But you can cut up to 10 staves and they put them down into the white oak barrel, which imparts different
Right,
flavors
yeah, it's going
and,
to, yes.
and profiles.
And they leave
in
them in there for
90
just
days.
90 days.
Yeah, it's only in there for
Really?
90
It's
days.
crazy.
So they're
So
not part of the barrel.
they're
No,
not
no,
part
no.
of the barrel.
It's-
They make like another little mini barrel that's not sealed together. Drop it
Drop
down
it
in
down
there.
so the whiskey can go all the way around.
So what's
each one of the
crazy
staves.
is these ladies were showing us they picked a barrel. So they said they brought out all these things, and it's like this is the French oak, this is the this oak, this is the
Right.
that oak. You taste it, and you're like, we want 4 of those staves. We don't want any of those staves. We want 5 of those staves. They give you the distillate before you put any staves in it,
Yep.
and you take that home with you. Then they give you your finished product after 90 days, and you can compare what those staves have done to the barrel you
Gotcha.
picked.
Yep.
Yes.
And then they give you the damn staves. That chick brought all the staves
Yeah, she
out
had
in a
the
big
staves.
bag, and she's like, "Smell this." So we opened the bag, and
it's amazing.
just super cool. Like
But
that's the shit we ran into today.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got pulled into
we,
a back office.
we went into like we started off on this little journey and we ended up in the abyss is where we ended up at.
But the way they're doing the barrel selection program is you can totally customize it with up to 10 different staves. Like you could pick 10
Yeah.
of one
One
stave
stave.
and throw them.
Right. So I got a store pick from Big Red this week, which was their Maker's Mark, and they coined it or named it Honey Toast, which the staves that they put in it, obviously it has nothing to do whether it's a toasted barrel or whatever, like an Elijah Craig toasted or anything like that. But those staves and how they selected them imparted that you get the honey aroma, but you get that toasted flavor out of it, just like it was an Elijah Craig toasted or a
Yeah.
Maker's toasted. So I thought, that's pretty cool. And then when we talked to these ladies today, just when we found out what the whole true process
Because on the
was
label,
to do-
it has.
yeah, it'll mark out.
So
what,
he was comparing the Big Red to the one they did about who selected how many of each stave. you
and they
know,
were very, very, very similar.
real similar.
They just were just a little bit different. And honestly, having drank almost half a bottle of the one from Big Red and tasting the one that I bought from them today, there's a huge difference in taste. I mean, it's going to be cool to try them side by side because literally between the difference between what their pick and Big Red's pick is literally 2 staves. They put 2 of one type of stave in theirs, and Big Red split it between 1 and 1 on another one. So
But what was weird was like there were a couple categories where they each didn't do
yeah, they didn't
either.
pick any of them. Yeah.
And all of them were oaks.
Yes.
Yes, they're all oak. So they don't put anything. They're not going to put any. Not like what Huber's did with the Amburana barrels or any of that
No
stuff.
sassafras.
They're not. They're
Yeah,
not. They're not
nothing.
double barrel. They're not putting it into another barrel. They're just introducing new charred staves into
So-
these existing barrels.
Yeah. So
And how the hell they get them in there is beyond me.
well, what they do is they have to take
Yeah.
the head off of one of the barrels.
Yeah,
What
but if
I'm-
you take the head off, don't you have to bust that top ring?
You can
and it's
take
gonna
the bone
loosen
out
up
and just
that
shove them in
leak?
there.
No, I mean, these are literally
These are
staves.
full staves.
Full staves.
Oh.
So I'm guessing that they probably take
and
that
they dip
top.
them. They drop them down in there.
Yeah, I'm guessing they probably. And
Mm.
after watching how they make these barrels and how they're, I mean, that thing's going to sit there and basically self-seal itself over the
Right.
6
Yeah.
years it's going
Yeah,
to
that
sit in there.
liquid makes it swell.
So I would say taking that top ring off and popping one of the caps out is not an issue because then they showed us a trick that they use how they reseal that stuff. I would imagine that, yeah, they take that barrel, stand it up on edge, pop a edge ring off, and take the end of the barrel head off, put those staves in there, put the barrel head back in, kind of put some, they got this stuff that they use to kind of help seal around if there's a leak or anything like that.
It's just
That's
wood fiber.
It's wood fiber is what
So-
it is.
Right,
That-
right.
Yeah, and then
Oak wells.
and then take
Not
put
oak.
that.
You don't do hardwood. This
Yeah.
is softwood. You put around.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then
Like if a barrel comes out and has a small leak because they pressure test them.
like a
If
wormhole,
it has like a wormhole in it,
they take a punch.
they take a little punch, widen the hole, and then they have little cedar because it's a softwood. They have cedar shims and they tap them down in there and cut them off because if you go hardwood to hardwood, it just makes that
Worse.
defect worse.
Gotcha.
So you cram a softwood in it, that absorbs everything, expands. Yeah, you go softwood to hardwood. You go softwood into hardwood.
Did-
You want to plug some.
Did they talk about any buoyancy about these staves? And
They're weighted, so it's like on a metal type frame
Okay.
that
Yeah,
they
and
put
they
in.
drop it
like
down
a-
in there.
Right.
And on like a stainless.
stainless frame. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's just to me, it's kind of fucked up. Like the fact that you're just like, well, we gotta pop the head off this, drop it, and
Yeah.
they're doing. I mean, but it does give it a totally.
We've
unique,
talked about doing this a bottle at a time. I mean, like putting a piece of oak in the oven
Well, there's a
for a
company
different
doing
number
that.
of seconds.
There's a company that does that. Oak and Eden is the
Yes.
name of the bourbon, and you can buy it with. So they got a oak spiral that they have charred
Mhm.
different
I've seen
ways
those.
or different
Number
levels,
3 is my favorite.
and
Really?
it's- yeah.
To me, 2 and 3 are so similar. I don't like either.
I like one the best. Two.
I like
is
one the
least.
best.
So I'm at 1, 3, 2.
Yeah. So
I-
yeah, let's
two-
let's
two and
drive
three
this.
or
Let's steer this boat back on course here. Do a little.
2 and
review.
3 to me are so similar. Like I just don't even.
I
Like
just put X's on 3. I just like.
Now,
What about-
in my notes, in my other, number 2, I said nah. Number
Yeah.
3, I said nah. Number 1, I said maybe.
Yes.
If I have to do the would Adam drink again or would Adam not drink again, number 2 is probably a not drink again. I don't know, but number 3 I drink it again, and number 1 but number 1 was good. But I think
Mhm.
they're all less than 115 proof, and
Oh, for sure.
and
I put number 2, I said minimal.
I had 86 on number 2 and I had 90 on number 1, and I
Number-
think this one's 94.
Number 3, I put minimal plus 1.
2 and 3 to me are very similar.
Yeah.
Very
I'm not. I don't even know it's not the same fucking thing.
I wondered.
One is my favorite if I have to choose a favorite.
Out
Yeah,
of
if I'm,
these,
if I'm
yeah.
picking a winner,
And I think one's like 90 to 90. I think I put 90 to 95 proof.
Dandelion.
Maybe 86.
I like number 3.
That's
You
where I
do?
was at.
Really?
The nose on it, I didn't get anything out of the bottle.
I think my favorite nose is 2.
No, nose is 2. Absolutely. I wrote more on 2 than any other.
It
Talk
had
about
some
number 3 I
spice.
liked. Number 1 I thought was more complex than any of them. I thought it was higher proof. Number 2,
I didn't like the flavor of number 2, but the nose on it was beautiful.
I didn't
And
like
it was soft and
Yeah.
subtle, but once it bloomed, it started opening up more and more and more, and I just kept writing and writing
I
and
don't think
writing.
I would. Any of them.
I wouldn't buy any.
Yeah, because of other choices.
If somebody gave me
Yeah.
one, I'd drink it. If somebody gave me 2 and 3, I'd re-gift it.
Out of all of them, one, okay, I might
Well,
keep
give
it
it to
to
one of these
Kevin.
guys.
from where I'm sitting, the color on number 1 is crazy different.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
And we
Three's
drank
got
a little bit of it.
three's got more color than 2.
Not
Those,
much.
Not
those
much.
look like the Nick Ultras.
Those are the
Yeah.
ultras.
It's like PBR, Mick Ultra, Heineken on the end.
Heine. I like Heine.
I do too. I like Heineken.
What do we got?
What we got? What we
What
drinking
is it?
tonight?
Reach around there, grab number
Come
1.
on, Dan.
Here's number 1. Are we right to left? Right here.
She's down there. Number 1.
Jefferson.
So this is Jefferson's Reserve
Twin
Twin
Oak.
Oak.
That's
Twin
number
Oak.
one.
There you
There,
go.
there's your darkness.
We love
Yeah,
our.
so that's
we love
worth-
our
that
So
one-
Twin Oak is their way of saying double oak.
Double
Yeah.
Oak. Yeah.
That one's worth
So
five.
this is not necessarily an ocean. It's just a Jefferson.
Right.
Reserve.
Yeah, it's just
What's the proof on it?
She's sitting at 90.2.
There you go.
ding
Nailed
ding,
it.
winner.
Ding ding.
All right,
ding.
number 2.
Yeah. I had 90 to 95.
Number 2 would
H2C.
be Jefferson's Ocean.
Voyage number what? 23.
Weeded.
Weeded?
Weeded?
Yeah.
I told you one of them
Yeah.
was a weeded mash
Yeah.
bill, and that's
Very,
it. And
very
that
small batch. Voyage number 25.
Someone told me one time they had that it was fucking awful, and God bless them because they're right. It's
Yeah.
fucking awful. Sorry, Jefferson.
And number 3.
Uh-huh.
Can you get it? Number 3 would
Jefferson.
be Jefferson Straight Rye.
Straight rye.
Oh
Fin-
my God.
finished in cognac.
Yep.
So that's where your other flavors are
That's
coming
where
in
your
number
other-
3.
And that's probably why
This-
I like
this
number
is the-
3 second. It's a little
So,
spicy.
This is the first ride that I've actually said, "Psst, keep it."
Right. 94 proof on this one. We didn't go over the weeded. The weeded is a 90 proof. So
I
nothing.
think I said that one was 94. I didn't write it down.
Yeah. But we just got those
If we
in
go
the
back
bay.
and review
Can we talk about price point? Where we're at?
So yes, we can.
Retail, you're probably $80 on those two
And this is what
bottles.
drives me nuts is
Yes.
people think
And-
these are like crazy good
Yeah,
gifts and
and
shit. They're just not.
Retail
I'm
on that
sorry.
bottle is going to be $69 somewhere in there.
Probably
So-
because wholesale was 68,
Yep.
68, and 43.
Most of your
something
big
like
chain liquor stores are going to have
Yeah.
the two on the ends at around $80, and then the other one's going to be in the mid to high 60s. And
Sorry, ain't
sorry.
nothing there worth 50.
Give
No,
me,
no,
I'll,
and
I'll
yeah.
go by Cox's Creek and get a barrel strength Four Roses and pay $72 for it all day long before I drop anything.
And here's the deal. You know, it's all marketing. These guys.
It is. And they're doing
Where
a
the
great
hell's
job.
Jefferson's come from?
I normally
They
follow-
don't just.
Well,
Yeah, it's. I don't even know.
Someone's distilling their juice for them
I
because I
normally
didn't
fall
see
in
a
love with the
Jefferson's
rye.
distillery tour on
Didn't
my
happen.
Google searches
Well,
anywhere.
I think I did see a billboard in Louisville that said something
Really?
about it.
Well, someone's distilling their juice. So.
Well, I want to ride on this ship.
There, that's the shit.
Bottled in Arkansas.
Yep.
Arkansas.
Distilled in Indiana,
Arkansas.
bottled by Paramount Distillers, Cleveland,
So
Ohio.
they get it from MGP and they
MGP.
fucking bottle it in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well-
For McLean.
After it's been on a boat, I guess.
So this one is bottled in Kentucky.
This one says.
And that's the thing is nobody can fucking pinpoint this company. That is part of the problem.
That's
Artisan
right.
Distillery.
That's right.
My
That's
opinion.
that barrel
It's all
goes
marketing
here and
spin.
there.
I mean, I'm telling you.
I mean, normally I love a rye.
Take me to the Jefferson's distillery and take me on a tour.
Exactly.
You can't.
Right. It doesn't exist.
Well, it's the market.
Pernod Ricard.
Driving
USA.
It's because you never know where it's going to be. It's on the ocean.
I still don't know. Put me on a cruise ship.
Do we have to go down the Ohio, hit the Mississippi?
Yeah.
Are we sailing the Ohio with Larry McCartney?
Larry's been to the Jeffersons.
Larry Squared.
I
Larry
don't-
McCartney and Larry Bird were on the Jefferson's boat.
I'm not gonna say
penetration
anything
said
negative.
we
It's
didn't
just
get into that
it's a hard pass, kids.
I mean, as a brand,
Hard
I
no.
know I have never owned a bottle of Jefferson's.
So we go.
I always thought I never would. It's
Yeah.
just this
Seals the deal.
This seals the deal.
Yep.
Look at the fancy stamp.
Well, they
Who
tried
cares?
to be a little bit.
Don't care.
I normally love rye,
Oh, I do too.
and this
We
one
got,
I did not love.
Yep. No, I'm not a fan.
Mm-mm.
It's what it
I
is.
just I didn't want to write anything about it. I just exited out.
All I know is that I'm gonna eat some chicken wings to
Yes.
wash the
God bless chicken
disappointment.
Let's go get some of that. Hey, everybody stay here. Hang on.
and Jefferson's straight rye cognac.
It's disappointing.
It is
Jordan's got
disappointing.
something. The snowman.
We all drank it, but let's drink it out.
You know, and the crazy thing is on that. I mean, don't bring there.
Put your name on that.
Recycle
I'm
that.
gonna staple all these together and keep track of it.
And the crazy thing is, like, there
want
is
that?
some good marketing. There's
Yeah.
a lot of hype
Put your name on
behind.
Nope.
A lot of hype behind those, but at the end of the day,
There
End
you
of
go.
the day, give me a Starlight.
well, that's exactly right. End of the day, you could go take any bottle of Starlight bourbon or any kind of finished bourbon, like
Which we're about to.
which we're about to try here.
Give me a Starlight and he delivers.
Yeah, just even just plain Starlight bourbon that's $26 a bottle. That's
And you know right where it
94
comes from. I
proof.
mean, there's no. I mean, that's the thing. It's like
What is this?
that one there.
that's that double oak
Double
back
oak.
there.
Cost.
Cost
Oh, that
$60, $59 normally.
So they're in the same.
Same
What are you
ballpark.
doing this?
cheaper probably.
Actually, yeah, that one may be cheaper.
I gotta cleanse my palate.
I'm guessing that's going to be in your high 40s, low 50s price point. Most of the Starlight stuff is. Now, if you get into like the honey finished barrels or the
And asshole barrels.
no, stop. Just because you don't like Amber, you are like the minority of everyone who's ever tasted that bourbon.
I speak the truth.
Everyone has to have an opinion, I
But
guess.
it
doesn't
is,
mean
and
it's
it-
correct.
and it's good, and that's why bourbons are good because
Yeah.
I cannot like something that you love, and you can hate something that
I don't know how you can hate something that bad though
Because
when
it
it tastes
tastes like
so
asshole.
good. It does not taste
Part
like
of it is.
He just wants to be different.
Part of it is he's.
Not now. Did I not revisit it?
You
First
revisit
thing.
sober Cody, revisit it, and you still hate it.
I did.
That's just a proof that sober Cody and drunk Cody are both dicks.
Yes.
Oh, and the peanut gallery agrees.
Yes. We're correct.
I can be an asshole, but I'm an equal opportunity asshole.
But I'm not gonna stick my tongue into an egg asshole barrel.
Amburana.
I'm sorry, but that's just good. That is so much better than all of those three.
So
And it comes
bonus
from
on the
half
video
alcohol.
tonight, right there.
I tell you what,
That is
Sweet, oaky, it's spicy.
those three couldn't even ride in the same fucking Pinto as that.
Well, that's why this one didn't go on an ocean voyage.
I don't care if it went on an ocean voyage.
It
If
didn't
it went,
have to.
you know, if it was. With
By the
Noah
way,
and
we
the
would
fucking
love
Lost Ark.
to thank Dave and Laura and Kelly from Bubbles Unlimited today.
And
Yeah.
we would love to say
Great
this.
experience.
This video is sponsored by Starlight, but we can't.
As long as it's not finished in Amburana, Cody don't give a shit.
I love it. I think that's
No,
delightful.
I tell
It
you
is.
As
what,
long as you don't send us a bottle of asshole barrels.
just stop. You can send an Amburana.
You send a barrel up.
Go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, we'll take all the Amburana that you got.
I like star anise. I like the
anise.
star fruit. But yeah. All right. Well, guys,
Cheers.
we love you. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you
From the
next
bottom.
Yep.
We'll see you next
Oh,
week. Maybe
from the
something
bottom.
special next week.
Bottom.
Sad to kind of tickle. Yeah.
week. There's gonna be something special.
I got